This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, we have the Luzerne County Council Chairman here to talk about filling a big budget gap. Good evening and thanks for joining us at FYI. I'm Ken Cara. The weather is where we start again tonight on FYI. Our area is in a winter storm warning from the National Weather Service. The warning will stay in effect until 7 a.m. on Thursday. The National Weather Service is calling for 6 to 12 inches of snow in the Poconos, Wyoming and Lackawanna valleys and 1/10 of an inch of ice. Right now, the Hazleton area is looking at 3 inches of snow, but it is a wintry mix, so please be careful out there. We'll have the full forecast coming up after our first break. Hazleton Mayor Joe Iannuzzi tells FYI that the city's snow parking ban is in effect and will continue until 48 hours after the snow has stopped. Police will aggressively be issuing parking tickets to violators. Everyone is urged to view the city's snow parking ban posted on the city's website at hazletoncity.org. Also, it is not acceptable to move vehicles back after the street is plowed. Meanwhile, the Freeland snow ban is in effect from 6 p.m. until the storm is over, and the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce has postponed the Women's Networking Holiday Social set for tomorrow. It has been rescheduled for January 8th. The Toys for Tots Open Skate at Mohegan Sun Arena at Casey Plaza, originally set for tonight, has been postponed to Wednesday, December 17th. And the Lupus Foundation Christmas Party, scheduled for tonight at Bonanza Restaurant, has been rescheduled for next Tuesday, December 16th at 6 p.m. And finally, McAdoo snow ban is in effect from Tuesday at 9 p.m. until Wednesday at 9 p.m. Parking is allowed on the even side of the streets and no parking in the alleys. In other news, a St. Clair man was robbed at gunpoint while warming his car getting ready for work this morning. It happened around 5:30 this morning on Chestnut at Dick Street in Newcastle Township, Schuylkill County. State Police in Frackville say that 29-year-old Dana Dunkel was grabbed from behind by his collar. The suspect pointed a pistol at him and demanded money. When the victim said he had no money, the suspect then went through his pockets. When no money was found, the suspect attempted to force him into the residence. Dunkel resisted, and that's when the suspect struck him on the side of the head with a pistol. Dunkel then yelled for someone to call police and was struck again in the head. The suspect then fled on foot. He is described as a black male in his 20s. This is the suspect, approximately 6 feet tall, weighing 160 to 180 pounds, wearing a gray hoodie and black pants. A Wilkes-Barre police officer was justified in his actions when he shot a suspected crack dealer last month in the parking lot of a shopping plaza. That was the announcement made today by Luzerne County District Attorney Stephanie Salavantis following a joint investigation by the DA's office and the state police. The DA, in a written statement, says that Officer Joseph Sinavage was cleared of any wrongdoing for firing his weapon during an incident on November 19th at the Cary Avenue Plaza. The DA says the officer is found to have discharged his weapon while the suspect, Bomb Bob Kim, was accelerating his vehicle at officers with the intent to cause serious bodily injury or death to those officers. She says additionally, with civilians present on the scene, an additional public safety threat existed. The Butler Township Police have received numerous calls from residents who receive phone calls from people posing as township employees asking them to come and clean their chimney. Police stress that no one in Butler Township is making these calls, and should you receive such a call, you are asked to contact Butler Township Police at 570-788-4111. Hazleton police are looking for the persons responsible for burglarizing a home while the resident was asleep. Police say it happened sometime between 9:30 last night and 5:45 this morning. The victims told police that a 54-inch Samsung TV, a PlayStation 4, and several other items were stolen from the home in the 900 block of West 3rd Street in Hazleton. Anyone with any information is asked to call Hazleton Police, and all replies will be kept confidential. The public had the chance to weigh in last night on the Luzerne County budget process. County Council took their public hearing on the road to Hazleton City Hall. FYI's Lisa Sugart sat down with County Chair Rick Morelli for the latest on how to fill the multi-million-dollar budget gap.
Pleased to be joined by the chairman of the Luzerne County Council, Rick Morelli. First of all, we want to tell everybody that tonight's meeting has been postponed. That will be taking place on December 15th because of the impending storm. But you did have a public hearing in the city of Hazleton last night to discuss budget, the upcoming budget, which is $4.5 million short right now. So first of all, tell us how last night's meeting went.
Well, last meeting was very informative. That was mandated by the charter for us to have a public hearing specifically for the public to come out, express their views, their concerns, and their thoughts on our budget, and for council to listen to what the public has to think and say. It was also informative for Manager Lon to explain to some council members that if this budget doesn't pass and it goes back to the 2014 budget, which some members are looking to do, the challenges that we're going to be facing next year. So the bottom line is we are faced with just a couple of real tough options. One is to possibly raise taxes about 4%. The other is to possibly take away the Homestead Act that has been in place for some time, as well as another option to have massive layoffs, which we've already cut close to 200 people already since the new home rule government has been put in place. So the bottom line is, I said last night, it's not hard to balance this budget. It's just difficult what decisions you're going to have to make.
What was some of the input that you did get at last night's meeting?
Well, we usually have some of the regulars who come to our meetings who are just typically against anything and really don't give a lot of input. But what was interesting, we did have some people, and one specific lady came from all the way from Dallas up to Hazleton, and one of her thoughts was to actually get rid of the homestead. Again, the homestead is something that's very important to people. You get $57 back, and it's nice to get that check. But understand that that homestead really is something that is only in place and should not be used if you have to raise taxes. And so it's kind of a luxury, not a necessity. And so that's one of the things that's going to be discussed on Monday. It's something that could be used to balance the budget with no tax increase, as well as maybe a few years down the road to put money into our reserve fund to help us get out of this hole we're in, because we can't refinance. We have no credit rating, and one of the things we need to do is build up our reserve fund to help get a credit rating.
Now, you have a budget deadline of next Monday, so the meeting will be on December 15th when that deadline is. What does Rick Morelli want to see done?
Well, what I want to see is the fact that, number one, we have to pass a budget somehow with 2015 numbers. We cannot go back to 2014. It's just going to drive. It's setting ourselves up to fail, and putting it back on Bob Lawton to say just fix it is just irresponsible. It's our responsibility. So I'm hoping that council comes together to come up with some ways. Unfortunately, it's going to be one of these tough decisions, and we've kind of gone through everything we could right now. There's nothing else. We've looked at money. We may get some more money back from the courts, but trust me, I do believe that everybody has been working together, but there are just so many more increased expenses that are coming up next year that it's no one's fault. This has been done because of past practices. And so I'm really hoping that we could come to a conclusion and get this budget in order.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see what does transpire. Again, that meeting for tonight has been postponed because of the weather. It will be taking place next Monday, December 18th at 5:30 in Council's meeting room at the Luzerne County Courthouse, and we'll find out what transpires and what budget will be put in place for 2015.
Thank you, Lisa. Well, when I was little, my mom had a birthday party for me at the YMYWCA in Hazleton. On Monday night, I went to a birthday party for the Y. Stay tuned for that story next on FYI. And in sports, we'll talk with some members of the 2-0 Monoy area Lady Bears.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Care for Kids Time. We're located here in Brandon's Forever Home, right on Church Street in the city of Hazleton. Today we're going to touch base with David Madera. He's actually one of my guests on Community NEPA, which got a lot of feedback from what you're saying to this community in regards to foster and adoption. So we want people out there who maybe have a misconception of foster and adoption, or maybe they're out there and they're thinking, they're teetering on, should I adopt, should I foster? you can provide a wealth of information for them.
Absolutely we can. I'm hoping we'll be part of the Brandon's Forever Home, and I think one of the things we'll talk about today is like a support group type of thing for families that are interested or thinking about doing foster care and adoption. And I just can't tell you how it's super exciting. Obviously you're doing something wonderful. We enjoy it. Honestly, we feel greedy because we do this sometimes. But it's there for the kids. We're doing it for them, and it's really fantastic. So,
talk about your story. Your wife and you have adopted how many children and their ages and the process?
Currently, we actually have 5 children in our home. 4 of them we have adopted. Lori actually did our last adoption was very recently for 2 children, and we do currently have 1 child that we are fostering right now too. So hopefully we'll be adopting her very shortly.
Yeah, there are many parents out there who are struggling to have children of their own. It could be a very emotional time on both the mother and the father. So talk about what this has done for you, your lives, your family lives.
Well, this was certainly, we looked into all of the, the typical, doctor appointments and all of the in vitro and all those things that everybody talks about. And of course, there are other options you can adopt from, foreign countries and things like that. But it was one of those things where you just kind of look, and there are, over 100,000 kids just in our state alone that are looking for foster care and adoption. And it just kind of progressed to that point. And we are really excited. We're really happy we went that route. It's been fantastic. It's been great.
Your message to anyone out there thinking about going through this process?
Just do it. Just do it. I think at this point there is a ton of support, and certainly something like Brandon's Forever Home. It's fantastic. I mean, this is going to be not just for the kids, but the families and the people that are thinking about it. Very simple. Just do it. It's very simple.
And going back to your comment earlier, speaking on behalf of myself as a board member, you shouldn't hope to be a part of this. You are a major part of Brandon's Forever Home.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I plan to continue to be.
Well, thank you to you and your wife for all you've done for Brandon's Forever Home and through the community, through this foster and adoption process. Beautiful children. I've met all of them, and they are just beautiful to have around.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And thank you for everything you've been doing, by the way.
Thank you.
So, yep.
All right, join us every week here for Care for Kids on FYI.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
Hey Hazleton, you're in a winter storm warning, so be careful on the roads. Let's check out tonight's forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight, snow and freezing rain before 10 p.m. and then snow and sleet. That's likely between 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. and then all snow after 1 a.m. It will be windy as well with gusts up to 18 miles per hour. New ice accumulation of less than 1/10 of an inch is possible, and new snow and sleet accumulation of around 1 inch is possible. On the extended forecast, Wednesday, more snow, freezing rain, and sleet, and that will become all snow after 1 p.m. The high will be 31. Little or no ice accumulation is expected. New snow and sleet accumulation of around 1 inch. Wednesday night, same thing with the snow. New snow accumulation of less than 1 inch. 1 inch is possible that night with a low of 24. On Thursday, a chance of snow showers as things begin to clear up, a high of 31. Thursday night will get down to 23 degrees, and there's a slight chance of snow showers around. Friday will be mostly cloudy with a high of 33. Friday night we get down to 25 degrees. Saturday partly sunny with a high of 35, and Saturday night mostly cloudy with a low of 25. It's part of the fabric of Greater Hazleton, and last night the Hazleton YMYWCA celebrated a major milestone, 50 years in its facility on South Church Street in Hazleton. I was there for this special proclamation and walked down memory lane.
It's a great accomplishment to be here, in this place for 50 years, and you all deserve credit for that. And, I'm here to present you with a proclamation on behalf of the city and myself as mayor.
Going through the photos, it definitely brought back memories. You forget kind of how the building was and what it looked like. The front of the building was, we like to call it a big red box that housed 2 racquetball courts. And currently now it is a area where we have our elliptical machines and treadmills and only 1 racquetball court. The other addition that was made was an in-ground warm water therapy pool that our senior aquatic classes and our moms love for their little tots that come for classes. The other addition would be a room across the street that now has our daycare. And above that room is a teen center that houses equipment for the kids after school to get together and gather, and then also have meetings and gatherings over there also.
I believe it was still in this building, but it hadn't been remodeled like it is now. During the capital campaign in 2000, it changed a little, but I swam here as a child in the same pool. My sister and I both swam. Yeah.
How do you think the Y is done working here now? I mean, like you said, it's almost totally different now, keeping up with the times 50 years later.
Yes. I think we've kept up quite well. We still have the same values here. We still value our members very much, and the children and the community, and we would not be here without the people in this community, the members that we have, and the staff that we'd have over the years.
The Y, one night during the week, they called canteen, which meant they had a dance at the YWCA, and they'd open up their gym, and we'd all go in, and the boys and girls went in the same building. Prior to that, there was a YMCA and a YWCA. So then they went in a YWCA and had a dance, which was quite the thing because every high school kid went there. And that's what I remember most about the YMCA. Although I was on the first Little League team in the city of Hazleton, and I played for the YMCA. Yeah, so this has great memories for me.
50 years is a long time. Unfortunately, I didn't spend 50 years here, but I had the pleasure of growing up here as a young boy at the age of 12 years old. And what the impact that the YMCA, YWCA has done for me and many other children in our area is remarkable. So I thank everyone here, and I hope that for many years to come that our Y will be around to offer the same things they offered me as a young lad.
Also took water babies classes at the YMYWCA, so a lot of good times and a lot of racquetball. All right, here's the green screen. Midday winning Pennsylvania lottery numbers for you at home. The daily numbers 068, the big 4, 3814, Quinto 07783, and Treasure Hunt 17813 and 24. We have a ton of high school basketball highlights when we come back on FYI.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
Before we dive into some action from Monday night, here's some weather-related announcements. The Hazleton area boys basketball game at Scranton Prep has been postponed until December 23rd. Tamaqua, they had a home game against Shenandoah Valley that's moved up to 6 o'clock. The JV game has been canceled for tonight. Penn State Hazleton men's and women's basketball, their game at Penn State Wilkes-Barre will now be played Friday. North Schuylkill, they're postponing their home wrestling match with Shamokin until December 20th. The Monomoy area Lady Bears basketball team is now 2-0 on the season after beating Schuylkill League rival Tamaqua on the road Monday night 36-16. Here's a wrap-up of that game. The first quarter of Monomoy area's game against Tamaqua looked like a puzzle just after you open the box and dump all the pieces out. After one quarter, the game was a little all over the place and tied at 6. But in the second quarter, the puzzle was quickly put together by the Lady Bears.
We got caught up in their game early. And once we settled in and started playing our game, we were fine. That's what we have to do.
The Lady Bears went on a 15-2 run in the second quarter and only allowed 10 points from the second quarter on.
They were missing their point guard, and we were able to pick it up, and our pressure hurt them, obviously. But that was the first time we've been able to go out and get after people. So it was good for us. Using pressure and pace, the Lady Bears put this one away. Junior Laura Bisco fueled the run, scoring 7 of her game-high 11 points in the pivotal second quarter. Junior Kelsey Conroy added 10 points, and freshman Megan Babinski spent her night hustling and disrupting the Lady Raiders offense.
Are you tired?
Yeah.
How long have you been playing basketball?
4th grade.
Since 4th grade?
Yes.
Has this always been your style? I mean, I couldn't even keep up.
This is actually my first year playing point guard, so.
What was that transition like?
I had to work on ball handling a lot. It's nice to have girls from each grade level pulled into like the starting 5, and even like the other girls coming right off the bench. It's nice to have them, like the younger girls, mixed in and getting more experience.
There's still more work to be done on the overall puzzle, but the Lady Bears seem to have all the corner pieces and frame put together, and the seniors Katie Babinski, Erin Davidson, Courtney Levy, and Maddie Lawrence are the glue keeping it all in place.
I'll tell you what, I have 4 seniors who are great. They're my captains. They set the tone for everybody else. And she's right about that. The mix is great. They all root for one another. We know we've struggled the last couple of years. This hopefully is a turning point for us to get better.
We've always been a pretty up-tempo team. It's just now we finally are getting it all together and using our quickness to our advantage. So it's all coming together finally.
How about some top plays from this game and Shenandoah Valley's 64-35 win over MMI? Devils like to be warm. I know this because I went to Catholic school. Abby Snitzer was heating things up from three-point range, hitting 4 threes in the first quarter for the Lady Devils of Shenandoah Valley. Christina Nidu and Carly Tishenko are like the wet bandits in Home Alone. They like to steal things, and they both make a perfect getaway. MMI's Maddie Perchak is tired of playing defense, so now she's on offense, and she draws a foul on the other end, and that leads to 3 of Gabby Cupshow's team-high 13 points. Tamaqua's Vanessa Salt puts up a shot, and it doesn't go in, but teammate Courtney Hoffman says it doesn't have to end like this. She does a great job of getting the board, and she gives Salt a second chance, and she buries it. Finally, let's watch Bears communicate in their natural habitat. Laura Bisco and Katie Babinski go back and forth, and then Bisco finds Erin Davidson, who scores. The Tamaqua boys hit the road last night to visit Minersville. Let's see how they did on the FYI standard speakers scoreboard. Tamaqua, they get the victory. Beau Rotet had 23 points. Marion boys lost to Lehighton, and North Schuylkill, the girls, they beat Nanacoke in a non-league game. Happy Wing Night. It's Wing Night at Bottlenecks. Get $2 off your order of wings or all-you-can-eat wings and boneless wings for only $14.95. Bottlenecks wings are voted best wings in the area year after year.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's social news. First tonight, happy birthday to Joe Marquez. This wish comes with love from your family and friends. In our Talk of the Town report, Sophie Jewelers in the Laurel Mall will be holding a ladies' night called Shine for a Cause on Thursday, December 11th from 4 to 8 p.m. 10% of all Alex and Ani purchases will be donated to United Way local agencies and food pantries. Plus, you can create your holiday wish list and receive a complimentary gift. That's Shine for a Cause, Thursday, 4 to 8 p.m. at Sophie's Jewelers. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Ruth Marie Anthony of Weatherly. Funeral is Saturday at 10 a.m. at the Philip J. Jeffries Funeral Home. Friends may call Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. and Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. Ralph H. Hauk Jr. of Nuremberg. Funeral is Saturday at 11 a.m. from the Stauffer Bresnik Funeral Home. Friends may call Friday from 5 to 8 p.m. and Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. Samuel F. Lucino of Hazleton. Services will be held Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. at the Damiano Funeral Home. Friends may call from 3:30 to 6:30 p.m. Julia A. Kundrick, formerly of Hazleton. Funeral is Friday at 9:30 a.m. from the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Friends may call Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. Michael C. McKinney of Hazel Township. Friends may call Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. at the Hazel Chapel of the Cropton Hughes Funeral Home. Catherine Paisley, formerly of Hazleton. Mass is Wednesday at 11 a.m. at the Most Precious Blood Church. Miriam Diane Torres Aranda of Hazel Township. Arrangements will be announced by the Joseph B. Conahan Funeral Home. Mary B. Whitaker of Mahanoy City. Mass is Friday at 10 a.m. in the Blessed Teresa of Calcutta Church. Friends may call at the church from 9 to 10 a.m. The James P. Haney Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Johanna D. Wydock, formerly of Hazleton. Funeral is Thursday from the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home at a time to be announced. Friends may call Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. William F. Spade of Lower Macungie Township. Services are Thursday at 10 a.m. at the Bachman, Kulik, and Rhinesmith Funeral Home. Friends may call Thursday from 9 to 10 a.m. And Joseph T. Tanner of Weatherly. Arrangements will be announced by the Turnbach Funeral Home.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy.